Alright, so once again, we are talking about the K20 Pro, also known as Rafale and Rafale. And recently we did a video about the installation process of Siberia OS 5.0, which is based on Android 12. Now today, we're going to talk about the initial impressions of Siberia OS 5.0 so that you can decide if you want to install it or not. So we have used it since yesterday. There are a couple of more testers who are using it and they've given me all the feedbacks. We've ran the benchmarks and we've tested the charging speeds, the battery backup, the smoothness and everything else. So everything is covered in this video. So stay till the end before you actually conclude if you want to install it or not. But before we get into the details, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon because it really doesn't cost you anything and it really motivates us to make amazing videos like this. If you think the hard work is worth the effort, please click on the join button and support the channel. And you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And if you want to chat real time with like-minded people with similar devices, join us on Telegram as well. Now without further ado, hello awesome people. Welcome to Phone Ops. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. Alright, so let's actually go ahead and look at the phone and see what exactly we have here. So we are talking about the Redmi K20 Pro running the latest Siberia OS. So the auto rotate is on. Let's go ahead and turn it off over here. So yes, as you can see over here, this is Siberia OS version 5.0, the latest version which I have flashed and I've been using it since yesterday. So let's actually go to About Phone over here and then let's go to the Android version. If you keep tapping on it, of course, you have your Android 12 clock, which will give you access to the Android 12 Easter egg. There you go. The haptics on this build are better compared to what they were earlier. So all in all, the haptic feedback on this particular ROM has been great. Now, what we're going to talk about is the security features and other things. So first, let's go to the details over here. You have Siberia OS. The Android security update is November. So you do get the latest security update. Along with this, the kernel that it comes with, the excellent Soviet style kernel, which performs really well. You will see that in the benchmark numbers, and the build number of course is mentioned over here and all the other details are present. Now what is new in Siberia OS 5.0? So if you ask me, the first thing that you will notice in this particular ROM is the smoothness. The ROM is really smooth. It makes your experience even better. Although this device comes with a 60 Hz display and not a 90 or 120 Hz display like the Poco X3 Pro, but still this ROM ensures that the experience is super amazing, right? So if you actually go to the main screen over here and you see, you have all the goodies of Android 12 which are present and most of them are working absolutely fine. So the moment you boot into this ROM, you're greeted with a very beautiful wallpaper. The Monet UI doing its brilliant job, and if you press and hold over here, you will get an option to go to home settings. Now the launcher over here doesn't really have a lot of options. It has very basic features and very basic options, right? Now moving on, if you go to say widgets, you have your Android 12 widgets, useful info at your fingertips. They work absolutely fine, no problem with the widgets there. And if you press and hold again, you will have wallpaper in style in which you can have themed icons. So let's go ahead and quickly change the wallpaper over here. So if you go to on device wallpapers, you just have one, but if you go to styles and wallpapers, you have quite a lot of wallpapers present over here. So let's select a different one this time. Let's see, let's select the tiger maybe, set wallpaper for home screen and lock screen. There you go. Now I'll tell you this is not a build which I would recommend you to use as a daily driver. Now moving on, if you talk about the quick tiles at the top, as you can see, this has this new element present in this particular ROM, and the quick tiles are following the Android 12 guidelines as always with the Monet UI. Now you do have the restart menu over here, and if you go to edit, you have option to go ahead and access a bunch of more quick tiles. They are much more compared to what they were earlier. So if you drag and drop one of these, they get added. You have the privacy tiles over here like mic access, camera access, location access. Google has given you complete control over your privacy in Android 12 and those are seen over here. Now along with this, you do have things like extra dim, anti-flicker. This is the first time I'm seeing anti-flicker. That is very useful for us YouTubers, because when the phone is facing the camera and we don't have anti-flicker, we have to do a lot of changes and adjustments to the DSLR and stuff like that. So anti-flicker is definitely a welcome stuff over here, right? And apart from this, you have dark theme and all the other options. You have live display, because this of course is a device which comes with an AMOLED panel. So all in all, the quick tiles are doing a great job. They work absolutely fine. Now talking about the screen recording, it does allow you to record internal and external audio. So that's a good deal. If you're a gamer, you can actually go ahead and do the screen recording and share your gameplay. So if I click on start over here, you will get a countdown timer, and then the screen recording will start. Now what you will also notice is despite recording the screen, you don't see any lag at all, which is really neat. And the moment you stop the screen recording, it is processed immediately and it is saved to the gallery, as you can see over here. Let's go ahead and play it real quick. Now what you will also notice is despite recording the screen, you don't see any lag at all. Right, so as you can see over here, the screen recorder is working absolutely fine, no problems there at all. So as far as the front end of this particular ROM is concerned, apart from not having Google Feed, everything else is working absolutely fine, so you should not have any issues. Now this ROM does not boot with a lot of apps. That means you will not be having any lag, any jitters, any stutters, because it is a very light ROM. Now if you talk about camera, it comes with a very basic camera application which does wonders and it works absolutely fine, right? Now let's dive into settings and see if we have any Cyberia settings available, any customization, because Cyberia is known for its customization. So right off the bat, the moment you go to Cyberia settings, you will see that you do have some customization available, although a lot of sections over here are blank because this is initial and these are testing builds. So wait for it, you will have a full-fledged Android 12 Cyberia coming really soon. So under system, you have general tweaks, which is blank. Under buttons, you have the power menu customization, right? That works fine. And then under panel, you have the status bar items. You can just add status bar items, no other customization there. Notifications is once again blank. If you talk about gestures, you have the 3-finger screenshot, which works absolutely fine. And I'm pretty sure the expanded screenshot will be working fine as well, right? Now let's talk about the lock screen. Oh, that's blank as well. And about Cyberia team, well, that's not blank, of course. We have to give credits to people who are doing really good work to bring this ROMs to us. Now moving on, we talk about the battery life over here. If you look at the battery usage, I've been on battery for a very long time. So, 4 hours ago, and phone has been idle for a very long time. The screen usage has been very minimal. I've just been running benchmarks and doing other stuff. So all in all, the battery life on this build is decent. It's not bad, but it's not excellent as stable as Android 11 custom ROMs and stuff. So all in all, you get a very good battery backup and decent charging speeds. But if you talk about thermal profiles, that particular feature is missing over here. Gaming mode of Android 12, that particular feature is missing over here. So the gestures, the quick tiles and the multitasking menu, all of those are working absolutely fine. Let's go ahead and talk about the safety net over here real quick. There you go, safety net is passing, so that's a good thing. So you will not have any problems. Moving on, let's talk about DRM info. We do have wideband L1, so consuming content on your K20 Pro with this ROM should not be a problem. Now let's talk about the benchmark numbers, and a big disclaimer over here. Just like any other ROM based on Android 12, Antutu did not run. I don't know what problem that is, but yeah, it did not run. So let's first go ahead and talk about the CPU throttle test, for which we have a screenshot available. Right now, as you can see, average score is 186,052 GIPS and the CPU throttle to 87% of its max performance. Now, considering this is the initial build, this is a very decent score. And if we actually go to Geekbench over here, the score is 755 single core, 2767 multi-core. That's a very excellent score for this device. So Cyberia, as always, with the Soviet Start kernel, has been performing great, decent battery backup. Although this is the initial build, it is doing a great job. So you can definitely give it a try, use it for a couple of days, and share your feedback in the comment section. Also share your feedback. What do you think about this new way of reviewing ROMs in different angles? You have the camera angle of the phone and me in the front with my expressions as well. Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling. Take care. Goodbye.